In case you forgot all the systems in our bodies, there's a nice little chart here for you to look at. Herbs will tend to work with different systems. Every system has a job, and every system is important. So what does our integumentary system do? Well, I think we all know it kind of holds our bones and organs in it, but what I want to get into is some other important things that it does. It protects your internal organs and structures from pathogens like bacteria and viruses. It prevents us from losing all the water in our body by staying alive. It conveys important information about our environment to our brain. It's actually kind of like a safety check. Information like heat and pain, cold, pressure. It helps us to stay safe and not become injured. It can also help regulate our body temperature. If we are too hot, we will sweat. If we're too cold, we have goosebumps. It also stores fat and water to help insulate, and it's actually some place to store the fat for metabolism. So, what herbs are beneficial for this system? Calendula, lavender, plantain, yarrow, comfrey, rose, lemon balm. There are a few. Many of these herbs are for overall integumentary health or for conditions like poison ivy, for pain, for wound healing, for aging, or as natural preservatives. Our skeletal system gives our body a structure. Bones and cartilage make up the skeletal system. It helps us to move our bodies, make blood cells in the bone marrow, and store calcium. So let's talk about calcium. Well, I think we all know it's needed for our bones and our teeth. It's also needed in what's called calcium ion to regulate our heartbeat and how well it contracts. So really how well it pumps blood throughout our body. It's also responsible for the muscle contraction of our skeletal muscles. Um, are you starting to see the importance of vitamins and minerals? Our bones store red and yellow bone marrow. When we're young, we have a lot more red bone marrow. What that produces is stem cells. What they then become are red blood cells, white cells, and platelets. Yellow bone marrow stores fat. As we age, more of our bone marrow stores yellow bone marrow. So, what is in yellow bone marrow? It has mesenchymal stem cells that are stored there. And these cells, they can form bone, fat, cartilage, or muscle. So vitamin D, calcium, they're known to help with bone health. So herbs that actually can help your skeletal system include herbs like nettle, oat straw, red clover, alfalfa, and horsetail. Our muscular system can help regulate our temperature, help with walking, make our organs work, circulate blood, and make digestion happen. So there's three types of muscles. You have the skeletal muscles, the ones that are attached to bones. They contract and they move our bones, letting us walk, chew, bend. Then we have smooth muscle. These muscles, they line our organs, our blood vessels, circulate blood, and they can make digestion happen. Then the third type is cardiac muscle. What that does is it pumps blood through our body, so it provides our cells with the materials that we need to stay alive. So what herbs would you take for muscles? If you want to improve circulation, you'd look for herbs that would help with circulation. If you want to improve your iron for oxygen circulation, you would look for herbs that can help your iron count. If you have sore muscles, you might use herbs to help with inflammation. Our nervous system. Well, to think of it simply, our nervous system is kind of like a master computer. It organizes activities and information from our senses and transmits signals to the rest of our body to keep us in homeostasis. So herbs that you would use on your nervous system, they kind of are classified into groups. The first group, which I like to use, they're called adaptogens. So what they do is they actually support the production of stress-related neurotransmitters. These are chemicals passing information in your nervous system and hormones. They're thought to help you feel less stressed and increase your energy level. Then there's another grouping called nervines. This group of herbs, they help your nervous system work in a calming in what some people call a lifting manner. They're not overly sedating, they just kind of can lift your mood. You can use them day or night. Another group you have is relaxing sedatives. So these herbs, they're often used when you are just overwhelmed, oversensitive, or what I call burnt. Some of the signs that you might benefit from trying some of these herbs are panic attacks, agitation, insomnia. They are not recommended for depression. Then you have sedatives that really just help you sleep. Um, Most of the relaxing sedatives and nervines will help you sleep. This group is mainly just to help you sleep, and some of them are valerian, California poppy, and hops. Your endocrine system. Your endocrine system secretes hormones and regulates a lot of the activities to keep your body in homeostasis. What's important to know is each gland works on a specific system. They're divided up into what's known as the exocrine and endocrine. And the purpose is to make and release substances to the rest of your body for it to function. What you'll notice is these herbs tend to work in a different way. Some on your reproductive system, some on your nervous system, your digestive system. Are you starting to see the connection? Different herbs can work on different systems. Some do overlap. Your cardiovascular system pumps fluid throughout your body and essential nutrients into your cells. The system includes cells, muscles, arteries, veins, and other vessels that branch out. So what do? They circulate oxygen and nutrients to your cells. They maintain fluid balance. They help to prevent blood loss and infection, and they also help remove waste from your cells. Your respiratory system is made up of your nose, your mouth, your sinuses, pharynx, trachea, bronchial tubes, lungs, diaphragm, and something called cilia. They work with the cardiovascular system to deliver oxygen to your cells along with nutrients if you're talking about the cardiovascular system. It lets you help smell, talk. Your respiratory system removes waste like carbon dioxide, and the cilia are the little hairs that actually protect your airway. So what herbs can impact your respiratory system? Well, some will help with things like congestion, sinuses, help your throat, act as a tonic, and some can open up your lungs. The main function of your lymphatic system is to filter dead cells, toxins, and bacteria, making cells called lymphocytes to fight infection, regulate protein concentrations in your lymph system, and absorb lipids or fats in the intestines. That's what these Peyer's patch do, and they transport them to the bloodstream. Your digestive system consists of your mouth, esophagus, upper GI or gastrointestinal tract, lower GI tract, your liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. So you chew your food, and you actually have salivary glands which produce an enzyme to moisten your food, and that's when the breakdown begins. When you swallow it, you go through your esophagus into your stomach. The lining in your stomach makes acid and enzymes to break the food further down. Your stomach muscles mix it or churn it. If you forgot what an enzyme is, they are proteins acting as catalysts to accelerate the biochemical process. Some digestive enzymes are lipase, amylase, and trypsin. Your pancreas makes enzymes which are released into the small intestine to continue the process. Your liver makes an acid called bile, and it's stored in your gallbladder. It is also released into the small intestine. Your kidneys and your bladder, your ureters, and your urethra make up your urinary system. It's also known as the renal system. Its purpose is to regulate blood pressure and volume in your body by excreting fluid. It regulates electrolytes and metabolites, regulates your pH to keep homeostasis. And metabolites are sometimes they're drugs. They are molecules that are broken down. Herbs that are used for your urinary system are often diuretics, or sometimes people will take them if they have recurrent UTIs or urinary tract infections. Your pituitary gland controls the process. It secretes a hormone called follicle stimulating hormone, testosterone, and luteinizing hormone. These hormones will work on sex drive, sperm production, bone mass, muscle mass, fat distribution, and strength. This one's a little complex, the female reproductive system. So In essence, the external parts are to help sperm enter and to try to protect you from infections. The internal organs, the main job is to fertilize and support the baby until delivery. So as you look into herbs a little closer, you're going to notice that they're grouped by their actions or what part of the body they benefit. They are vitamins and minerals, and their actions will benefit one or multiple systems or organs. Some of the terms you may hear are holistic self-care, balance in your body. What is herbalism and some of the herbal medicine concepts? One is that herbalism really simply refers to using plants therapeutically, and therapeutic is a term used for healing disease or preventing. And herbalism really encompasses studying and practicing using herbs medicinally. Some will also call it alternative medicine. The thought is it's a way to use the power of your own body to heal yourself. Not all of us need medicines, and we're relatively healthy, right? I like to equate this as a person who doesn't have any kind of medical conditions, but they take a baby aspirin every day to prevent a heart attack. I like to try to use herbs to try to keep my body in homeostasis, kind of like taking an aspirin or a multivitamin, but more naturally. Don't just treat the symptom, look for the cause. If you have, say, headaches, and you try to take Tylenol, Motrin, or you try to use some herbs and you just can't get it to go away, well, you go to the doctor or your healthcare professional. And what they do is they try to look for the cause. So you might have some blood work, you might have a CAT scan, things like that. It's not that different in herbalism. One thing is to, if you're going to use herbs, try to begin with the gentlest, safest, and most natural method. If you have a medical condition, I'll always encourage you to start with a professional. So now you have the basics of why herbs are actually very good to take because of metabolism. What do? Well, you decide if you're looking to use herbs to nourish, detoxify, if you have a specific problem, or a combination. I encourage you to find a certified herbalist and make sure you buy herbs that are either USDA or certified organic because those are going to be the best quality herbs. The next thing is educate yourself. Be aware of some herbs with side effects. For example, a diuretic medication in dandelion. These are herbs that have the same effect. You could be increasing the potency, and with a diuretic, you could dehydrate yourself. Also, be very careful combining herbs and medications that have contrasting properties. For instance, if you're taking a blood thinner and a herb which clots blood. I hope that this has helped you, and I hope that you have enjoyed this. The next series will be vitamins. Thank you, and I hope you have a great time shopping for herbs.